Hi, I'm Lottie, and 10 years ago my whole world changed when my twin boys were admitted to the neonatal intensive care unit. Following my lived experience of neonatal care and baby loss, both my mental health and my physical health were impacted quite significantly. The one thing I didn't know was that it was all interlinked because everything was treated in isolation. I had some really great counselling, I had EMDR and had a really great support network. And despite all of that, there were still questions that I needed to be answered about what I had gone through and why I had reacted the way I did. And this is where, for me, neuroscience came in. The last 2 to 3 years of my life, I have spent thoroughly researching, reading and understanding the impact of neonatal care, not only on our mental health, but on our physical health too. I remember being in the neonatal unit and not being able to listen properly to what doctors were saying to me. I felt like for a long time that I was just really rubbish at retaining useful information. And it was information that, was around what medication my son would need or, life-saving treatment. And for a long time, I blamed myself as being, a rubbish listener. Actually, when I learned more about this, I understood that, there were changes within the muscles in my inner ear, and there were parts of my brain that would go offline, meaning that actually there was no way that I could have heard that information and taken it in. And this brought some real great insight to me and answered questions that I really needed answering. For so long, I asked so many people, why is this happening? And nobody really gave me an answer. And actually, from learning through neuroscience, I had learned that whilst part of me had integrated that experience, my nervous system hadn't integrated it and closed that stress cycle. When I was researching and learning, I began recognizing my own story and things that I had gone through. But I also started noticing the experiences of parents that I had either cared for myself or that my team had cared for through our work at Leo's in the last 8 years. And suddenly I was able to draw all of these answers to questions that we hear so many times.